Drum friends, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. Hope you all enjoyed your day. Hope it was fruitful. I hope you all have smiles on your faces. You all deserve it. You go through a lot. And I take my hat off to you for all the work that you do. Drum friends, drum friends, drum friends. We got a lot to talk about today. So I hope you all are relaxed. I hope you got your favorite evening beverage and you're ready for these updates because we got a few of them. The first update that I want to get everyone up to speed on is our migration to the first Drum Iowa podcast. Oh yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to take this thing to the next level with Ashley Kay and Jalen Jones, my honored and distinguished co-hosts. Oh yeah, these guys are full of energy, full of positivity. They have everything that we're looking for in order to take this podcast to the next level. So I'm really excited to get this thing going with them. Be on the lookout for that Memorial Day weekend. All right, jumping straight into the action. We have a full summer worth of events here. I don't know if you guys have been following Drum Iowa or not, but this poster flyer has been posted onto our Facebook page, and feel free to print it off and post it anywhere that you like. Feel free to save it because it's a really cool, quick reference if you're trying to follow along with us and, stay up to speed in terms of what's going on with Drum Iowa. It's a nice couple, a nice 2-pager that can help you with that. So just kind of talking about some of the things that we got going on in May and June. We have the Tour de Lou on May 16th in Waterloo, downtown. That's going to be a really exciting event. We put a video on, last week where we kind of talked about the 415 Collaborative on Walnut Street. And that's going to be a really cool venue for for artists to kind of meet and congregate, exchange ideas. But it's really important that the community has its voice is heard by showing up on May 16th, because there's an opportunity to be at the Grout Museum. There's an opportunity to be part of some other community feedback opportunities to give to the developers and the planners of that wonderful collaborative. So if you're an artist, and even if you're not an artist, if you're just a community member and you want to be involved in the effort regarding the 415 Walnut Collaborative, look into that Tour de Lou event on May 16th. On May 18th, I'm really excited about this event because it's at one of my favorite places down in Chelsea at Windy Gold Acres. May 18th, the Art Mouveau, an expressive picnic down at Windy Goats. That is going to be a wonderful time. Lots of creativity. For those of you who are familiar with Jessica Kettler, she's a very creative artist here in our area, and she put together a wonderful retreat down in Chelsea where she has yurts, cabins. There is even a hobbit hole there. For those of you who are familiar with Lord of the Rings, I do believe there's a hobbit hole there. And I mean, it's just a wonderful place to kind of get away and forget what's going on around you. It's really close here in Iowa, really close to, if you're in Marshalltown, it's close to you. If you're in Waterloo, it's close to you. Cedar Rapids, Chelsea is a really nice central location. So I really encourage everyone to kind of get out and about and see what Windy Ghost is all about. They have the goats naturally. There's the yoga, and they're constantly putting on really cool events. So if you're looking for a quick getaway in the area, go ahead and check them out. I'm always talking about Windy Ghost. But anyhow, May 18th, we will be there for the Art Mouveau, an expressive picnic down at Windy Ghost. That's going to be from 4 to 8 p.m. So go ahead and dial in. Jumping into May 18th, we will be down in Prairie Woods. Again, I can't say enough about Prairie Woods. Prairie Woods is really a really fun community partner to work with down in Lane County. I love the grounds. I love the welcoming atmosphere. I love the fact that people are open to drum language and drum culture down there. I love the way that Lane County shows up each and every time. You know, shout out to Lane County. Lane County, that's for you guys. You guys show up each and every time. We really appreciate it. You guys show that drum culture is really important to your community. And if you haven't come out to any of those drum circles down at Prairie Woods, you're more than welcome to come out. Again, these are free. You don't have to book any tickets. You don't have to have a drum. You don't even have to drum. That's the cool thing about that is you can just really show up and enjoy the vibe, catch a vibe, and not have to worry about anything else. If that's, if you don't want to do that. There is a free will donation. We do ask for $10, but again, we would rather have you out than you not show up because you didn't have $10. So show up. We love to have your energy. Come on out. Prairie Woods, Hiawatha, May 19th. And that event will be from 2 to 4 p.m. All of these events, again, are posted on our page on Facebook. There's a nice 2-pager there where if you wanted to print that off and take a look at it, you're more than welcome to do so. Moving into May 25th. May 25th, back in the hometown, Black Hawk County, Waterloo. We're going to be drumming on the Cedar from 6 to 8 p.m. That's always a lot of fun when that weather is really good and Black Hawk County shows up in droves. I love it when the kids come out, when our seniors come out, when everyone shows up and is interested in drum language and drum culture. It's just a real delight to see for our community up here in Black Hawk County. So Black Hawk County, thank you for showing up, and we're looking forward to jamming with you again on May 25th. Before I talk about June, I want to kind of pause for a second and go back to the Drum Iowa podcast that's going to be rolling out Memorial Day weekend. Again, tune in for that. It'll be visible pretty much everywhere. You can listen to it on your way to work. You can listen to it on your way to sleep. You can listen to it on your way to wherever you're trying to go to. You can watch it. It's going to be a really cool deal. Jalen Jones, Ashley Kay are going to be my honored co-host. I'm really excited about those two. I don't know, if you guys haven't had the chance to meet Jalen and Ashley, you're really missing out on a real treat. Jalen's project is called Carpe Diem. Go ahead and check them out. They're on Facebook. He just had a really cool spoken word event where he invited the community out for a free will donation event. And again, a smash. I heard about him through a mutual friend, Kat Potter. Big shout out to Kat Potter. And she said, "Hey, you got to meet this guy. You'd like Jalen." And it's very ironic, because he's a hometown guy. I'm a hometown guy, but we'd never met each other before. Naturally, I'm a bit older than he is. And she said, "Hey, you got to meet him because he's a really cool young guy. He's got some cool ideas. I think if you connected with him, you would be, it'd be a good thing for the both of you." And we ended up connecting at the Drums and Words Project. And when I met him, his energy was just spot on, exactly what we were looking for when we were talking about this podcast, because, we were looking for specific types of energy and specific types of folks that would mesh well with the project. And we didn't want to set anybody up to fail. So I had a very short list of people that I was thinking about, and Jalen was on that list. And I'm really just kind of happy that it's working out to where he's going to be a big part of this podcast. We're going to be talking about some real stuff, men's mental health, men's issues. So gentlemen, be prepared to get uncomfortable because that's what it's going to be, along with our fun drumming exercises. So yeah, Jalen Jones. If you haven't checked him out yet, please feel free to do so. He's got a lot going on. So before we cruise into June, how about we do a little bit more jamming on these bongos? For those of you who are not familiar with these particular drums, this is a set of bongos. The bongos are mostly popular in Latin America. You hear them across many different musical genres. This instrument has changed significantly over the years from its inception during the colonial times and coming over during the slave trade from Africa. But this instrument has changed significantly, and it keeps its resonance, and it's just really one of my favorite drums to play. So I'm happy that we're playing with the bongos tonight. All right, these bongos are really fun. So, just a little bit about the bongo. The small one is called an imbra, and the bigger one is called a macho. I know what you might think. One of these drums is a feminine and one is a masculine, but I know a lot of people might jump to the conclusion that the smaller drum is the feminine and the bigger one is the masculine. That's actually not the case at all. This bigger drum is actually the feminine, and the smaller one is actually the masculine of the two. All right, jumping into June. Jumping into June. Lots of fun stuff going on in June. June 15th, we'll be back at Prairie Woods, 6 to 8 p.m. Our hope is to be outside. Our hope is to have that fire going that we love. Again, Prairie Woods in June with the fire, and it's just a whole vibe. So if you're down in Lynn County, even if you're not, you're welcome to come on down. These are free will donation community drum events. We're not asking for a dime. There is a free will donation involved for those who are able, but again, we're not asking for a dime. Drumming on the Cedar. Drumming on the Cedar, June 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. The first Drumming on the Cedar event we had in Waterloo was truly a cross-generational experience. I saw kids, I saw, teens, I saw, young adults, middle-aged adults, I saw some seniors, and I mean, that's what we want. I can't take my hat off to Waterloo enough. And I'm really excited for June because in June we'll have Aya dance with us. And that's a whole vibe when the dancers get out there and Danny Eastman gets to, guiding these people and moving these people in very meditative and rhythmic ways. That's going to be a ball, looking into June, but into July when they come out. But in June, we'll be drumming on the Cedar. And again, you don't have to bring a drum. You don't have to actually drum. You can come and listen and catch a vibe, and that works as well. But the important thing is to have you out and about. June 22nd, drumming at Yoga in the Park in Marshalltown from 8:30 in the morning until 9:30 in the morning. Now, I want to talk a little bit about that particular event. First and foremost, shout out to Marshalltown. Shout out to Hy-Vee. Shout out to Taylor Bear. Shout out to that whole community that's open to drum culture. That's, when we talked, they were like, yeah, we this is what we want. We want this drum culture. We want it robust. We want it in a meaningful way. And, it's just a pleasure to be able to work with those ladies. So yeah, that particular event, every year they have yoga in the park. That particular event is usually for an hour. This year they've invited Drum Iowa to come out and do some smooth, low key rhythms to go along with their yoga movements. And we're really excited to be able to go out and hang out with them for the hour. But it doesn't stop there because later on that evening, we will have a community drum circle also in Marshalltown from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're looking to have a good fire going, good vibes, good folks, come on out if you're in the Marshalltown area or if you're nearby. We'd love to have you out working with us with some of this, getting some of these drum rhythms going. June 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. June 24th, we will be down in Iowa City at the Iowa City Public Library. Now, the cool thing about this event is this is our very first drumming event down in Iowa City. So we're really excited to be down there with those guys and just kind of setting it off strong with a community drum event targeting youth. This is a really good event for our kiddos. It's going to be the summertime. The kids are going to be out of school. So having you guys bring those kids out so they can get introduced to this drum culture is going to be big. Looking forward to that one on June 24th. Again, all of these events are posted on our Drum Iowa page. Feel free to take a look at that page. There's a 2-pager that's actually posted there. Feel free to print that off, post it up in your kitchen, give it to your friends at the gym. Do whatever you need to do in order to get the word out. Much appreciated. And wrapping up June 29th, we will have our community drumming event at Will Baker Park up in Decorah. And for those of you who know me know how I feel about Decorah. That's one of my favorite places. Just being up there, the scenery is amazing. The people are amazing. They're very welcoming. The shops are just really cool. I love how that downtown area is just so robust for a town of its size. It's just bustling. You see people just moving about, doing their thing, and it's just amazing to see. And it's a very short distance away from Black Hawk County if you're here in the Waterloo area. So yeah, June 29th, Community Drum Circle at Will Baker Park. We do intend to have a fire going. That'll be from 6 to 8 p.m. So yeah, we'd love to have you out if you're up in the Decorah area. This wraps up our June events. Got a pretty busy May and June. I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited to see all our friends in our different places from last year. I'm excited to meet new friends like down in Marshalltown. This is going to be really cool. I know Marshalltown is very similar to Waterloo in many regards in terms of culture and being a blue collar place. And I've been down on a couple of occasions, and it's always been a pleasure. So I'm really excited to drum with you all down there for the first time and do this yoga in the park thing. We did do drums and yoga on a side note down in Ames and up in Lime Springs last year. And the response was really positive. People liked the merging of the moves with the rhythms. Naturally, you have to be careful about the type of drumming you're doing and not disturb the flow of the instructor and the participants. But we found a really cool medium, and the people really gave us some really positive feedback. So we're excited to do that down in Marshalltown this year, open it up down there, and to do some community drumming as well. Let's talk a little bit about this Drum Iowa podcast. On our way, first episode to air Memorial Day weekend with Jalen Jones and Ashley K. Really excited to be working with these two. Again, they're going to be really cool partners to work with. But a lot of people might be wondering, well, what are you guys going to be talking about? What's going to be the content? The focus. And the easiest way for me to put it is we intend to talk all things drum. Drum culture, drum retreats, drum activities across the state. This is going to be another way for us to be able to connect with you all and to kind of relay some of these positive messages regarding drum culture. But also our intent is to talk about some issues that really address us as Iowans, as people who live in this state. Whether or not we were born here or we moved here, we're all here right now, and it's a cool place to be. So just kind of talking all things Iowa, all things drum, all things for mindfulness, and all things having to do with positivity and fun. There are a lot of people across the state who are doing really good work in many different areas, and they get little to no exposure. I can name on both of my hands, people out there that are doing good work in their communities, on the mindfulness side, on the mental health side, on the well-being side. And, they genuinely they're not being frequented. And I think this podcast is going to be a really cool thing to be able to talk to people and raise the awareness of all of the different people across the state that are doing this really cool work. While I'm at it, big shout out to Cyber Circle. I didn't make it down on Friday, But I hear you guys had an amazing drum circle and fire jam. For those who are not privy and have not seen it on the Drum Iowa page, you need to, and check out Saba Circle, especially if you're down in the Des Moines area. But my understanding is they had a really nice show. I saw some footage on social media, and I was, just kind of kicking myself that I wasn't able to make it down. But big shout out to you guys for putting on a great show for your community. Keep it moving. The next topic I want to kind of talk about affects our communities in Lynn County and Black Hawk County. And this thing is not going to all be peaches and cream. We're not going to always be talking about things that are just roses and unicorns. We intend to talk about things that make us think, and sometimes they might make us uncomfortable. The Hy-Vee news, the closing of the 2 stores in Lynn County and Black Hawk County on First Avenue in Cedar Rapids and Logan Plaza up in Waterloo. When I first heard the news, my initial reaction was anger and frustration. And then those feelings shifted to feelings of confusion. And finally, those feelings shifted to feelings of sadness. A lot of people that I hold dear, a lot of people say, hey, it's a company. They leave here all the time. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. And that's definitely one way to look at it. But I'm looking at it from a different perspective. From where I sit, especially when it comes to Hy-Vee on Logan Avenue, Hy-Vee on Logan Avenue has been a part of the Waterloo community on the east side for well over 50 years. We're not talking about an organization that just came and popped in a couple of years ago, did a bit of business and moved on. Hy-Vee has put a lot of food on the tables for folks in our community. Hy-Vee has also been, for a lot of people, their first work experience. A lot of people that I had the pleasure of coming up with, their very first jobs were at Hy-Vee. And at Hy-Vee, they learned things like work ethic, getting to work on time, doing a good job. Folks are going to lose that in this community. And that's something that a lot of young people, a lot of high school students, this is something that was good for them in this community. But the thing that really makes me sad about this whole thing is the idea that Hy-Vee no longer sees its worth in our community. That makes me sadder than anything else. The idea that Hy-Vee doesn't see its worth in this community. Now, I'm not an accountant, and I don't profess to know all the ins and outs behind the decision that went into packing up and leaving here. But what I do know is if they understood their worth in these communities, they wouldn't leave them. For a long time, Logan Plaza Hy-Vee was the only supermarket on this side of town for a long time. And like I said, they put a lot of food on the table. They help educate a lot of young people and help many young people develop a sound work ethic. So they played a very critical role in this community for a very long time. So yeah, it is sad to see, but like I'm not a negative person. I look at this as an opportunity. This is an opportunity for Hy-Vee to kind of rethink their position and hopefully to understand their worth in these communities that they're leaving. It's also an opportunity for all-in grocers. This is our community grocery store. And after June, they're going to be the only fully functioning supermarket on this side of town. So this is an opportunity for all-in to support this community in a more robust way, because literally all in is all we got on this side of town. I have no doubt that those gentlemen are up to the challenge. I know those gentlemen personally, and I know the work that goes into what they're doing. So, I don't have any doubt that they'll be able to stand up to that challenge and feed this community and provide, jobs for young people in this community. So again, I want to take my hat off to our friends over at All In Grocers for the work that they're doing. But finally, This is an opportunity for our community in Waterloo. This is an opportunity for our community to get out there and support All In. You know, yes, it might be cheaper across town at Aldi, but All In is right around the corner, and they're servicing us nearby. They're owned by folks from the community. There's a community investment, and they're not just going to pack up and leave us when we need them the most. So to me, if a stick of butter costs $1, I'm willing to pay $1.25 for sure. For sure. We want All In to be successful. As a community, we need All In to be successful. I'm not a grocer. For those of you who know me, you know my background is in human services and I did a bit of teaching. But nowhere in my background will you see expert in business. But one thing that I do know is the grocery business functions in the world of perishable goods. So if I'm a grocer and I'm buying milk, cheese, eggs, grapes, bananas, these items have a very short shelf life. So it's going to be really critical for people in our community to get out and buy it up. We need those trucks moving in and out. We need those orders, moving. Because we don't want our community grocery store to be in a situation where the community is not sustaining it. I mean, that's not a good position to be in. All right, drum friends, I told you, you guys might get sick of me because, I like to drum and all. We like to have fun, but we're going to talk about some things that are relevant, that affect us all. And to Hy-Vee, this is an opportunity for you to rethink your position. I'm just going to be straight up. This is an opportunity for Hy-Vee to kind of sit back and rethink its worth when it comes to these communities down on the southeast side and on the east side of Waterloo, because you're pretty big stakeholders in these communities, whether you want to be or not. You're pretty big stakeholders. So, hey, drum friends, I'm going to cut it off here. You all stay blessed. I hope you all have a positive Monday and I hope your week goes well. I want to get some bunk rest myself and call it a night, but it was good hanging out with you. Again, be on the lookout. Memorial Day weekend, Jalen Jones, Ashley K. We're looking forward to a really cool podcast. These guys are going to really bring some positive energy, and we're going to be talking about some things that, you all are going to really like. So be safe, be cool, and happy Mother's Day.